That's why I had to get that when I was relatively position.
I guess my counterparts didn't get the memo that this conversation is not about them. So no further ado, from Texas Southern University, the Delta Theta chapter, I bring to you Donte Newman.
I'm 11 years old in the 6th grade and I can't read. The class is so full that the teacher doesn't notice me, but I can't read. And when she finally asked me to come to the head of the class, I tried doing everything in my power to make the class laugh. See, I can't read and I can't write and I can't spell, but my teachers continue to pass me because they have low expectations of African American males. Plus, I can dribble a ball and shoot three-pointers exceptionally well, but I still can't read, write, or spell. Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois eloquently creates an argument that serves as a catalyst for intellectual and contentious debate regarding the educational preparation of the people in the United States. He exclaims, as Thomas Jefferson often stated, if we do not educate the people, we are creating a serious problem for the future. The souls of black folks ultimately underscores the importance of education. The color line was virtually dismantled when the U.S. Supreme Court overturned the separate but equal doctrine and repealed the Jim Crow laws in the case of Brown versus Board of Education in 1954. Moreover, with the passages of several civil rights acts. However, a few achievements have not resulted in absolute equality. Racial discrimination has relocated inside of this velvet boxing glove, albeit the intrinsic power behind its haymakers, jabs, and uppercuts and southpaw continue to engender irreparable damage to the wellness of the black community. Alpha, we have a problem. Black education has been admitted to an emergency room with severe conditions. For more than a century, we have consistently attempted curing its illnesses with inadequate first aid kits. Diligent in our efforts, we utilize God's past to cover life-threatening wounds. An unexpected deluge of rain is now falling upon our heads by reason black education is in poor health. The mere ability to swim proficiently will not save us from submerging on account of being sensible to irrefutable evidence of its ailments. To remedy maladies of black education, we continue purchasing umbrellas to keep it from being under the weather. Black education is on life support, and we have expended our energies in reinvigorating its vitality with malfunctioning defibrillators. Alpha, we have a problem. If breathing is to become no longer a luxury for black education, the autopsy report will read, external examination. The patient expired based on the National Assessment of Educational Progress. The black-white achievement gap is apparent as early as kindergarten and grows as students matriculate. The study shows only 14% of black fourth graders were proficient readers. That is, performing at or above their grade's reading level, compared with 43% of white fourth graders. The patient expired according to the Education Trust. African Americans account for a large percentage of student population in low-income communities. Moreover, schools in low-income communities continue to have high rates of unqualified teachers, and many are teaching out of field, meaning they are forced to teach in subjects they are not certified in or did not major in while in college. Psychological profile. The patient expired according to data from the Youth Risk Behavior Surveillance Survey. African American boys today spend 14 more hours a week in front of a television than their white counterparts. And a third of our boys spend nearly 21 hours, virtually a day out of their week, playing video games. And to ask them to go to school, sit at a desk and read science and math problems after watching high dosages of violence, sex, and dysfunctional relationships and wreaking havoc all night on video games is practically impossible for anyone. It is my belief that this has led to African American boys being falsely labeled as troubled, ADHD, or wrongly placed in special education. The patient expired according to the U.S. Science and Technology workforce. African Americans earn fewer degrees in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. However, the jobs of today and tomorrow are in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Alpha, we have a problem. Internal examination. The patient expired according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. AIDS is a major health crisis in the black community. Although African Americans account for 13.6% of the population, blacks represent 49% of new HIV/AIDS cases reported each year. And according to the Citizen Project, for black males in their 30s, 1 in every 10 is in prison or in jail any given day. Alpha, we have a problem. When I was initiated, I was taught Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity develops leaders, promotes brotherhood and academic excellence while providing service and advocacy for our communities. However, this mission must no longer remain within our communities, but extend academic excellence particularly within all communities. It's of vital importance we further mobilize the programmatic aspects of our fraternity, such as go to high school, go to college. There is no better time than now to truly begin marketing this aforementioned program. Former U.S. Secretary of Education Rod Page articulated it best. Low income, lack of health care, high crime rates, and many other factors connected to education combine to shorten the lives of African Americans. To put it bluntly, the black-white achievement gap kills, and so does the indifference of those who could be doing something about it, but aren't. So if we truly treasure education as a vehicle, we ought to put back on our seatbelts of purpose, tune up our fortitude, get an oil change for our equanimity, and refuel the gas tank of our tenacity by reason the end of the road was not arriving at the address of our dear brother Martin Luther King's memorial. We ought to place a heavy foot back on the gas pedal for acceleration toward the destination of King's mission, educating the people, for education is our only means of transportation out of this current state. Education ought to be placed at the forefront of our agenda. As I come to a close, I'm reminded of Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois' sentiments in The Talented Tenth and the Niagara Movement's Declaration of Principles. Education is a lever to uplift a people. May God bless America's educational system, and may God bless the House of Alpha to rectify it.
Yes, sir. What you think about that, Frank?